Christopher Foos.
Oh my God. Masterful.
Here we go. Lyrics. Now sit right back and you hear a tale of a faithful trip that started out this tropic isle aboard this tiny ship. The first trip, the weather started getting rough. Here we go. A 3-hour tour. A 3-hour tour. The weather started getting. Here we go. Now sit right back
Can
and
you hear
hear
a
a
tale?
tale.
Wait, hold on. Hold on.
Here's the lyrics.
I'm gonna do it right now.
I know the lyrics thing.
There is like it's so funny that you can find the lyrics these days.
Here we go.
Just sit right back and you'll hear
Sit
it.
right back and you hear a tale. A tale of fighting trip. Anyways. The weather started getting rough, but the tiny ship was tough.
Wow, wow.
I used to work with a comedian named Steve Rick Wright. He was a paid regular at the Comedy Store in the 80s and the 90s, and he fell in love and moved to Europe. And he took clothes with that song, bro, at the Wild Coyotes.
Over in
at the Comedy Store. He'll tell me guitar, bro. And he looked like an 80s comic, and that fool would just be jamming, dog. He used to play like, he'll start playing a song and to match another song. And like he'll start playing a song like this. And then he'll take that same beat and turn it into punk rock music, new wave, and then all the way.
That guy?
That guy, bro. There's no footage of him anywhere.
America's
play that, bro.
Stand-up comic, Neil
We don't have
Diamond.
headphones on this
Anyway,
one.
play it, bro.
Okay, sorry, no medallion. The hair's on vacation. All right.
That's all right.
It's all
Plus, I
right.
got a monster.
Oh, look at
slip
that
right
guitar.
over
It's like
here.
a
What is he
flamingo.
That won't show on
It's
TV.
like-
What is
so
it
that's
playing right
always
now? What is
good.
it playing?
Anyway, America's first singing
Oh,
stand-up
yeah, he's
comic,
good, dude.
Neil
All right.
Diamond.
Never mind.
Okay.
There you go, man. Legend. Comedy Store legend
Wow.
right here,
The
man.
other day, a man comes up to me,
He's good.
hasn't
dude.
had a bite in 3 days. So I bid him. Why is a fireman with red suspended? He wants to keep his pants up.
Yeah, he's a murder. Go to the end. Go to the end.
She sits around out the window.
Here you go.
He wanted to say time for
Put it in the middle. Because he goes.
my wife's so fat that when she sits around the house, she really sits around the house. How do you break a Pollock's finger? All you do is punch him in the nose.
More fast forward a little bit. Right there.
Who's there? You reply.
He's good, man.
Take my wife, please. Yuck, 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 yuck.
That's cool, man.
Knock, knock, I cry.
Dude, that is funny, dude.
Who's there?
He'll do knock knock jokes like that. Knock knock, who's there? He goes, the old diamond could sing any song that way.
That's
Knock
good.
knock, who's there?
I love it.
It
dude.
is the police. Police come back another day. That's a good Neil Diamond impression.
Dude, that is, but that's is that the joke that like Neil Diamond could sing anything?
Yeah.
Because that's pretty, because like right now you were just kind of proving that point. That's hilarious, dude. I love it.
Volver.
And that's what you did with the Gilligan song.
Yeah, he used to close the Gilligan song.
Oh, okay.
I wish I could find it.
Oh my
Stairway
God.
to Gilligan's Island.
What happened to him?
Fell in love.
He fell in love.
Moved to Europe.
You know what, dude? Anything could take a comedian
He's in
down.
Amsterdam somewhere chilling,
Bro, anything could take a comedian down, from fucking drugs and death to fucking falling in love. I remember Jay Leno. I was reading a book called Comic Insights by A.J. Franklin. Check that book out, you guys. It's a really good book if you're interested in comedy. And Jay Leno was like, anything could take out a comedian, from drugs to falling in love. And I was like, word to your motherfucking mama. That is so true, dude. Look at a great comic. We're talking about him years later. Probably having the best life ever. You know?
He used to do a thing where he would go like this. That song by the Rolling Stones song. Bang, bam, boom. Anyway, he'll do like a riff song, and then he'll like show you that riff could be anything, not just rock.
Right.
Because he'll do like a rock riff. He'll do the Soul Man, the song. I'm a soul man.
Pleased to meet you. I forgot my
Who's that?
name.
Oh, wow. Wow.
Oh, he's still out there doing it. He's
Awesome.
still out. Oh, dope.
Round, round, get around, can't get around. I'm picking up heart palpitations.
That's great. That's great.
Rod Stewart. If you want my body and you think I'm sexy, something must be wrong with you.
Go forward
All right.
to the end.
Van Morrison. Her name is G. L.
He used to do a joke, bro, where he would go like this. Like he about to start the song, The Soul Man.
Okay.
Dun, 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 you know, I'm a soul man. But you know, there's a riff before it starts. Bum, ba-da-da-da, bum, ba-da-da-da. But then instead of singing Soul Man, he would say, oh, tie another yellow brick.
Oh, he put in a different song. It's really brilliant. That's
and then
really
he'll go
brilliant.
funny, and then he start playing like rock and roll, and then punk, and then he'll go to a Green Day song. It's funny how people say music always changes, but it always sounds the same.
It does. Yeah, it does.
But those three riffs from ska, he took them all the way to Green Day.
Wow.
The same beat. He just whatever.
Yeah, it's upbeats, right? It's upbeats.
So he had
It's
a
three
show,
upbeats.
Yeah, he had a show last year.
Wow.
7?
70 weeks ago.
70 weeks ago. Last year he had a show.
Where at?
It's like Rock something theater.
The Throckmorton. The Throckmorton. I'll be at the Throckmorton on the 30th, you guys. Check me out.
You have shows coming up this week or next week?
This week I have shows on this week.
I know I'll be in Spokane. I just got back from Spokane, so.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, that's right.
Your show's already.
My show's already out. Yeah.
Some great shows you had, bro.
Great. Thanks.
Where were you at?
But I will be at the Throckmorton. I was working at the Davis. I was working at a bar in Davis, a brewery. I'm sure it was great. Just come see me at the Throckmorton, you guys. I'll be there. That's a great theater, by the way. It's a historical theater in Mill Valley, and it's run by a wonderful lady. But yeah, it's got a lot of history there.
My dog has fleas.
I like when you play the ukulele. It's very melodic. What are we gonna talk about today?
This week we're gonna talk about a place called Pardon something.
Pardon something.
Yeah. Let me see here. Let me see. You shut up.
This is Mariachi Plaza, but more importantly, this is Boyle Heights. Now, this area is deep and rich in history.
There we go.
So we're going to take this back, way back to 1835, when this area
Oh,
wasn't known as Boyle Heights.
you're
It
right.
went by the name of Paredon Blanco. Now, in 1830,
The white,
Paredon Blanco, people.
the white bluffs.
The White Bluffs, Paredon Blanco. The
Paredon Blanco.
original Boyle Heights, which belonged to Spain in 1830.
That's right. In 1830, it belonged to Spain, and that's only 70 years before the era that we're about to talk about.
Yeah.
That's not a lot of time because a lot happens in that short amount of time between it becomes it's that and becomes something else. You know, we have the Treaty of Hidalgo that happens, and then America comes in, and there's Spanish landowners. I think there's only supposed to be 3 or 4 Spanish landowners in Los Angeles at the time.
It was Pio Pico.
Yes.
And a
And
shitload of land, huh?
and they had a shitload of land, and these American people come in and they say this is our land now, and they do fairly, in their minds fairly, but it's not fair at all. But also I don't give a fuck because it's Spaniards, but they give them some of their property back, but they take away a fuck ton.
Yeah.
And part of that land was given back, let me see, to the Lugos. So the Lugo family owned.
Oh, Luke, I thought it was Lopez.
No, I think it's the Lugo family. I could be wrong. This is me, because part of this too is that there's not a lot of books written on this subject. So I had to kind of dive in on, and then it could be Lopez. Again, don't fucking do your homework on this fucking podcast.
So this might be them. I'm gonna look up the other.
Okay. Well, no matter what, it ended up being purchased by its namesake, Andrew Boyle. And it was 22 acres of land. And it was considered East Los Angeles. It wasn't even considered East Los Angeles. It had all these different names. But we're talking about the eastern part of Los Angeles, right? And here's something that I don't know about.
La Ciudad de Los Angeles.
Here's something I don't know about, Felipe, that I think you need to educate me on a little bit before people attack me in comments. What's the difference between East LA and Boyle Heights? Because you can't say I live in East LA if you live in Boyle Heights. I've learned that one.
Wow. East LA was a Jewish community. That's
Right.
right? And Roosevelt and Garfield High School,
Yes.
that's East LA. That's
Right.
the rivalry.
Right. Okay.
And supposedly a lot of Germans settled in that area by Garfield, and there was a rivalry between the Germans.
So this rivalry was long before
Yeah.
Latinos had taken over.
Way before.
Okay.
But it all depends where you're at. Now, me personally, since I grew up in 4th Street and Boyle Street,
Okay.
I grew up south of 4th and Boyle Street, which is Pico Gardens Projects, named after Pio Pico, and Pico Aliso Village, and New Aliso. We considered the border of Boyle Heights to end on 1st and Lorena.
First and Lorena.
Yeah.
That's kind of where I was.
That's where I was.
Okay,
First
right,
and Lorena,
yeah.
First and Lorena, right there by the snow cone place. That's not there no more. Right there by the snow cone place, they used to have the big Boyle Heights fucking snow cone.
Yeah.
That place was a border. Now, if you want to take it down to over there, if you want to go to Boyle Heights, where Soto Street and Washington is,
Right.
and Whittier, East LA ends again. It ends right there on Lorena and Whittier.
Okay.
Whittier.
I think I know what you're talking about. That's kind of
Yeah.
a little bit beyond where they filmed Blood In, Blood Out, right?
And if you're going over there by East LA College area, and that one right there, man, East LA begins on Floral.
On Floral.
Floral Street. Like
Okay.
Eastern and Floral area, because that was where the 31 bus takes you to Rimpau and Ditmar. Did something, and that's where that's First Street area.
So when you're talking about the Germans took over, and then you're talking about the Germans and then other Eastern Europeans, we're not talking about actually German people. We're talking about German people. We're talking about Jewish German people,
We
right?
didn't even know how many people settled, because look up right there in East LA. There's a Serbian cemetery.
Right. And that's the thing is, so in 1850, sorry, not Andrew Boyle. Where do I have? Here it is. Sorry about my notes, obviously. Okay, 1881, the Tsar Alexander II was assassinated in Russia. So Russians banned. So after that happened, Russians blamed the Jews and then started treating them like shit and ostracizing them. And when other countries were nationalizing and forming, they were nationalizing their Jewish communities along with it. This is one of the only groups of people was these Eastern Europeans that were fleeing Russian areas because they were being persecuted and killed.
Yeah.
And so they were coming to the East Coast. And that's where you see the Jewish population pop up on the East Coast around the 1880s. Because what we're talking about, time period we're talking about is 1900. So when the Jewish settlers get to LA, they're not actually fleeing that anymore, but they are fleeing some other injustices and stuff like that. One of the first places they hit is San Francisco. And when you talk about the gold rush, which I think we should do an episode on the gold rush, but should be an emphasis on the Jewish population there, because I don't think people talk about it. And I didn't realize this, but like fucking the Jewish people supplied the miners
With copper,
with tools. Levi Strauss, I didn't even realize Strauss and Company is a German Jewish person who started the Levi Company, which we all know who they are at this point.
They when they started the gold rush. Remember we talked about how that guy Mills, that guy from the cereal, he was selling tools.
Yes,
and that fool was selling Levi's.
That's right. And
back then everybody was working with khakis.
Right. I know they were working in their like nice outfits and shit.
Yeah.
And he started to give them some rugged wear. So the 1849 happens, 1850s, 1880s, the Jews that are coming from the East Coast are now moving towards the West Coast. And then the gold rush starts to come to an end, and then there starts to be you start to see Jewish settlers in Los Angeles. And in 1900, the population of LA is 100,000. It's like becoming one of the biggest cities in the country. 2,500 of those were Jewish people. And they start to make their way to Boyle Heights. Why?
To where?
To Boyle Heights. Because that's the other thing is, dude, here's the other thing that I didn't realize. When you told, because we've talked about this a lot. You're very proud of your neighborhood. And so you told me a lot of things about how like Cantor started there and like the Jewish population got there. In my mind, what I thought was happening was that the Jewish people were there first, then handed the community over to Hispanic people and stuff like that. But actually, they were intermingled with Hispanics already there. Like, right? There was already like a lot of Mexican people. There was a lot of black people. There was a lot of Japanese, Chinese, Albanian.
A lot of California, they were like, they had this big plan. I'm pretty sure that there was this big plan to make Los Angeles or California like New York.
Right.
So when the Jews came, they had their own little neighborhood right there. And also, man, California was trying to be very Protestant, because that was they were telling people. Remember when we talked about move out here, very Protestant.
We did that during the Water Wars episode.
Yes, come to California. You could be Christian over here,
right?
But not mention that there was already Catholics here, bro.
Right.
We already have. How are you gonna say that when there's already a big ass church that the Spaniards left,
Right.
and people still worship there.
Yeah.
So when the Jews came, those fools had nowhere else to go but Boyle Heights,
Right.
and no one else would give them homes but Boyle Heights.
Right. Right.
Boyle Heights became a place where if you're a person of color, we'll sell you a home here.
Yeah.
You couldn't leave anywhere. Or they couldn't get homes to live in anywhere else.
I know that this was happening in the Bay Area as well.
Redlining, bro.
It's called redlining or
urban renewal.
restrictive covenant, restrictive racial covenants.
Yeah.
And basically saying like you can't sell to black people. Redlining was like a way of raiding a neighborhood, and they would do things like because Boyle Heights didn't have a lot of access to water, they would do things like, well, we're gonna rate it low, and that way people wouldn't buy. You couldn't get loans to like live there. You couldn't buy property like the property value like plummets. And so it makes it so that like basically the only people who are going to live there are poor people.
Yeah.
And people who can get like rights to live there.
And there wasn't one. There was also like they couldn't get loans, so Soto Street became like the hub for the neighborhood.
Right.
Hub. The Soto Street was like Broadway Avenue. Soto Street was like you know, you know that big street in New York. Times Square.
Oh yeah, Broadway.
Broadway.
Yeah, it's Broadway.
So Soto Street, like if you look at Soto Street has a lot of bus stops. And I always wonder, why does Soto Street have so many bus stops compared to other streets? Because it was a happening place back in the 30s. The Hollenbeck Junior High School is on Soto Street to get there. Roosevelt High School is there to get there.
Right.
Bridge Street Elementary School, Bridge Street, that's the Soto Street Elementary School is on Soto. These are all places you could get to by bus, you know.
Right.
And it's happening. There's a McDonald's, Sears Roebucks. You could get through it through Soto Street.
Dude, I meant to ask you this at some point. So you worked at Sears. You worked at that big Sears in LA. Can you throw that up there just so people understand what this is?
I went urban exploring when I was working there, bro.
Okay, so I so badly want to go in there, and I know that there's so many videos of people getting caught going in there now because all these new YouTubers that are doing urban exploring are. So this is an abandoned Sears, and I do believe that the first floor is still part of it's still open. Like you could go in and purchase something from the catalog in one little area of this building, but the rest is
up there where the S's are. I've been all the way up there.
You've been all the way up there. Holy fuck!
See right there where the smaller building is. The whole building was the whole air conditioning was by a swamp cooler.
Oh no way!
Even until 1989.
That's a
1990.
damp ass building, dude.
Yeah. So when the '87 earthquake came, the swamp cooler broke and the water came down like a hurricane, bro, down the shafts.
Oh, just fucking pouring on everything up. That's with all the
I
water
was
damage.
Cleaning all.
So
my job was to get all the boards on and clean them, bro.
So you were working there during that time?
Yeah.
Okay, so I watch these guys who break into abandoned buildings all the time, and I've probably seen like 3 or 4 people who've broken into the Sears building, and that exact floor you're talking about, at least 2 of the people I've watched have been like, there was some kind of water damage here. And they show like the maps that were on the wall had like water level like stains and stuff.
That's when that thing broke.
So, okay, this is what I was going to ask you. There was a train that went directly from Boyle Heights nonstop to the Sears, right?
Yeah.
Did you take that train too?
No, there were no. By that time, there were no more trains.
Okay, there was no more trains. Okay, all right. That's what I was wondering is how long did that train? Because there was, I know at the time.
But the train Sears was not. That's just the building, right? Where that building. You know how people do Amazon purchases online?
Yeah. That was the main distribution hub.
That's how that place works.
Right. Yes.
Like if you live in Southern California or the West Coast, and you got a catalog, and you filled it out, and you mailed it to Sears. Sears right there, they had a mail room, and that mail room will receive your catalog,
right,
and then they'll fill it out in another paper,
right,
and then they'll send the paper upstairs to to the people that were little shopping carts.
Right.
And they're like, Uber Eats shopping. There was a shopping cart, and they're grabbing your not just your order, but someone else's order, and they're putting it in a basket.
So this is like an Amazon back then. This is like
Dude,
their version of
they
Amazon.
were ahead of their time, but they didn't change with the times.
Right. That was the
They
problem.
could have stood in business if they could have just changed their model.
You're right.
But they had so many executives and shareholders to keep happy
Yeah.
that they couldn't come in an agreement. But the way it works is just the way Amazon works. Everything that they needed to sell was already there. Washing machines, everything. Okay, right there in that building, you don't see it. But if you go east, if you go west of that building right there, there was factories.
Yes.
Where all the shit was being made.
It's still there. If you,
They had factories that they owned, okay? And then over there on Whittier, past Whittier, they had another warehouse where they held all their fucking furniture, bro.
Right.
So if you wanted furniture, the guy would go like this, and somebody would go pick it up.
Right. Yeah.
And they also had across the street, their own Pep Boys.
Their own auto shop. Yeah.
Auto shop.
Yeah. Okay.
Auto shop.
So what's interesting?
If you bought a car and you got the Sears Roebuck auto insurance,
Right.
your car you get service there.
That's the thing, man, is they were way ahead of their time. I do remember my mom had auto repair insurance through Sears and Roebuck. And we would take it. Oh no, we had Montgomery Wards. Never mind. But but Montgomery Wards was doing the same thing back then. And but so again, I watched a lot of these guys break in, and one of the videos that I saw is they break into what I think is an area you probably worked in, and they showed a map, and it was like, and the map basically said that this was the West Coast distribution area, all the way up to the Midwest and lower. And the like Southwest states.
Mm-hmm.
And then there was a Midwest hub, which wasn't as big. And then there was an East Coast hub, which was almost as big. But this was like the largest facility that they ever had. This thing is huge, you guys. Like, you can look it up on your own on YouTube. But it's very interesting because
it employed so many people.
This is because this is not in Boyle Heights, right?
It's in Boyle Heights.
It is in Boyle Heights.
Yeah,
Okay.
Washington.
And so but yeah, I was interested more in the train and who they employed because, we are talking about the Jewish people in Boyle Heights.
We were exploring inside one time to that Sears.
Uh-huh.
And I saw I was way on top, bro. Way on top by the way the letters are. The S, what's that?
Yeah, this is the building. This is inside that Sears building.
Bro. I went further than that. I went further than they are, bro. I was over there by where the letters are. And
the top will be at the end, I bet. Oh, no,
it's been cleaned up. That's clean, bro. I was there when it was all dirty.
Right.
Whatever they were seeing, I saw it like way before.
Wait, you broke in? Did you break in too at one time?
I was working there.
After you worked there, did you ever go and see it?
No, that all that stuff they're showing is like was open. There were people there.
Fuck.
But I went further up, bro, where there was nobody there in the 1990s, and I saw all the badges, bro, from the people that worked in the 60s.
Wow.
All the information for like their applications.
Wow.
This is the Chicago one, right?
Yeah, that's the Chicago one.
Okay, that's different. Yeah.
Yeah. Dude, look at how good Felipe knows that shit, dude.
The one from Boy had no escalator, bro.
I was saying, that doesn't look like the inside that I've seen because, like, if you look up the one in LA, they show the top and it's like wild in there, bro. I would love to go in there. If anybody knows how to legally get in there, please let me know and I'll make a video about it.
They just saw good popcorn.
Did that place? Did a lot of the Jewish people population work there as well? Because also the population we're talking about, when you think of Jewish people in LA, we're not talking about because there was also a population that was running companies and.
All right, man. This is a big question that everybody asks. How come we have so much pastrami? Because the Jewish people left it behind for us.
In Mexican neighborhoods.
Yeah, and that's what we have. Because man, the people might leave, but the food left behind.
Well,
we have so much pastrami in LA that we don't know what to do with it right now. Like, there's the hat. There's the Hat, one of the best
Oh my
pastrami
God, the
places. There's
best
Jim's
pastrami
Burgers.
place ever.
Jim's Burgers
Okay.
sells pastrami. And I always wonder why Boyle Heights so much pastrami is because of the Jews.
It's because the Jews had
the
left
Jewish
behind
people.
the first Cantor's Deli. So when we think of Cantor's Deli in Los Angeles,
It was in Boyle Heights first.
I think of the one on Fairfax, and actually the original one was Boyle Heights on what is now Cesar Chavez Avenue, but used to be Brooklyn Avenue.
There's a synagogue in on Breed Street, a Jewish synagogue.
That's the Breed Street Shul. That's the largest.
Yeah.
That was the largest synagogue in the country.
In the country.
At some point in time. I don't remember exactly when.
And it's West Coast.
And they're now actually they're rebuilding it. They're really like but that was the thing is like so here's some points out of Boyle Heights. 1924 Modern Hebrew School and Social Center, which became the Breed. Oh no. Anyway, 1930 the Menorah Center, 1911 the Hebrew Sheltering Association, which and then 1902 they had built the Caspar Cohen Hospital, which later became Cedars, and then later after that became Cedars Sinai. So that started there. Cantor's Deli opened in 1931, 1904. Talmud Torah School, which later in 1912 became the Breed Street Shul, 75,000 members at its peak. You know, and that's the thing, man, is like 75,000 Jewish people lived in LA at the time. 35,000 of them, almost more than half, lived in
Paul Julia said that they had their own gang too.
lived in Boyle Heights.
Paul Julia said
Did they really have their own?
Paul Julia said they had their own gang. They were called the landlords.
That's fucking so
But
funny.
if you look at before the street's called Brooklyn Avenue,
Yeah,
and named after Brooklyn, right?
right.
And Brooklyn Avenue, they had a lot of delicatessen that were Jewish owned, and they have a lot of Jewish
Right.
places. But then they all moved, and they were replaced by taco stands and Chinese restaurants.
But what about also the businesses at the time were a lot of tailor and people who worked in clothing, right? Which started like I tried to find the
Well,
connection.
that was like all that stuff moved to the garment district in downtown LA.
Right, and I tried to find the connection, and I'm sure there is, because now the garment district, the people who work on the clothing and the seamstresses, they're all Mexican ladies.
Yeah, man.
And I think this is okay. I didn't read this. I heard this in one of the podcasts that I was listening to. So I don't have any verification of this evidence, but I'm almost sure that this is the way it went. Was that the Jewish community really worked with the Mexican community big time? Like there was a group of Mexicans called the Mutualistas, and the Mutualistas worked with the I can't remember what it was called, the like Civil Mutual Association or something like that.
Yeah.
But it was a bunch of Jewish people who got together with money and got money together for their own people that were persecuted in other parts of the country, like Chicago and Cleveland, to move to California. And Mexican people were doing the same thing. And they were like, hey, we should get together and do this. And at that point, during that time, they also voted in the first Mexican mayor of Los Angeles. Over a Jewish mayor. Yeah. Because Jewish people felt like what comes out of Boyle Heights is good for Boyle Heights. And so but I believe that at some point they hired Mexican women to work as their seamstresses in their factories. And that's why to this day you still see a lot of Mexican women working as seamstresses out here and have their own businesses, like thriving businesses. If you drive around parts of East LA and South Central, there's a lot of like sewing shop facility, like fixing facilities and stuff.
When I was doing a show one time at the Comedy Magic Club, I met a lady. I think she graduated from my high school in 1940.
Holy fuck!
And then like I remember somebody said I went to such and such high school. She looked at me and said, "My condolences."
Why?
She felt like our high school way better.
Yeah, what high school was yours again? It was Roosevelt, right?
Also, the mayor, the owner of the Clippers, he went to Roosevelt High School. And he's Jewish. The one that got in trouble saying those racist stuff.
Oh yeah, Garcetti.
No, that's the Italian mayor.
Oh okay.
I'm talking about the owner of the Clippers.
Oh okay.
Stop liking it on Instagram.
What's his name?
Donald Sterling.
Donald Sterling.
Donald Sterling.
He went to Roosevelt High School. And his ex, the girl he was fooling around with, she went to Roosevelt High School too.
Oh wow.
They kept it in the high school, bro.
Look at that young.
How many years apart of guys? She went to high school in the 90s.
I was gonna say.
And he went in the 40s.
Good. You know what, bro? That's Los Angeles right there in a nutshell for you guys.
Rough Rider love.
Man, look at that. How old that guy's out there getting.
But that's funny how they left behind Pastrami.
Yeah, they left behind Pastrami. They also left behind 2 cemeteries. The Peace Memorial Park and what's the other cemetery called? Mount Zion. And the Peace Memorial Park is supposed to be really, really beautiful. And it has Henry Einstein's buried there. Albert Brooks' dad. Carl Laemmle and Louis B. Mayer. All 3 Warner Brothers were buried there. And Curly and Shemp from the Three Stooges are buried there.
You know who grew up in Boyle Heights too? Abbott from Abbott and Costello.
Really?
No, Costello. Yeah, Abbott Costello.
Wow. Mickey Cohen also ran his business out of there, and so did Bugsy Siegel. They ran numbers running businesses from a place called the Ebony Room Bar. Is that still there?
No.
It's not there anymore, right? Yeah.
It's funny, man, how you see how they didn't really care for that much for Boyle Heights that they even they built a whole freeway above it.
Right.
There's literally a whole freeway above
Boyle Heights. I was watching someone
right through the neighborhood, bro.
that grew up there.
They could have went to a rich neighborhood, but it went through that neighborhood.
That's what this guy said, is that this guy grew up in Boyle Heights and he went to school in the 40s.
Yeah.
And he was a teacher at Roosevelt during the 50s and 60s. And he was saying that what fucked everything up was how they put all the freeways through all these neighborhoods that cut everybody out of the neighborhood. And so it kind of separated everybody from LA.
And it changed the gang names too.
Like how?
Well, you know that Sleepy Lagoon, right? That gang?
Yeah.
That was cut off by the freeway and became Whitefins now.
It was Sleepy Lagoon before.
Yeah, and I'm sorry, maybe not Whitefin, but all the look up East LA.
I like prefer
White Freeway.
I prefer White Pens over Sleepy Lagoon. Like, yeah, it just doesn't sound as scary.
They used to be like when Boyle Heights, East LA, before the freeway, it used to be one big neighborhood, homes. It's a guy talking. Go down.
With a palm tree in the front yard, the camper, the boat. Temptingly close to the Los Angeles ghetto in the 50s and 60s, it became the Black American dream. Open housing paved the way as middle-class blacks flooded into the city. Whites don't buy houses.
See, people never mention that, bro, but Boyle Heights did have a lot of black people, too.
Oh, they did?
A shitload, bro. My whole neighborhood was black.
Well, it says 40 different nationalities.
Yeah.
Dude, we're talking like...
We're the one that said yes to everybody.
Right.
And then there was like Irish, like if you want to like Irish people, they used to live in this other section called Dogtown, that they named it Dogtown. And then later on, that became the Dogtown Projects. And then it's sad because everybody talks about all these housing projects in East LA, but the Dogtown Projects are probably the ones that are located in the worst part of Los Angeles because they're actually in downtown LA. Like, there's no grocery stores for this neighborhood.
It's a food desert.
It's a food desert. There's no hospital. There's nothing, bro. Like, where these people want to go to a grocery store, they gotta drive to the suburbs of Lincoln Heights.
Wow.
They look up Dogtown Projects, bro. DOGTON.
So the very first residential neighborhood, like single housing unit, residential neighborhood, like basically suburbs, was
look right there, bro. 2023, bro, still looks the same look. Look at that shit.
Oh wow.
But those are all brick. Those are the brick kind, bro. They're old, bro. These are old projects. They haven't even remodeled them. They haven't closed them down. It's still the same. Look, there's no buildings around there.
People still living in those
Yeah.
too. Huh. Wow, that's huge, man.
Go forward, all the way forward to the end. Look where they're at. They're in downtown LA.
Oh yeah, that's right across the railroads right there.
Across the
Yeah.
railroad. They have nothing.
Oh, dude, they're like east of me. Oh, I know exactly
They're
where they
at
are.
the corner
Yeah.
of China, at the end of Chinatown.
Yes, I know exactly where this is at.
You can pause it now. So that was the Irish were allowed to live. What benefits do they have living there, bro?
Other than to just cheap rent and to survive,
There's
nothing.
nothing, huh?
Nothing. Well, that's the thing, man. That's what I was gonna say. Was that West LA was the first home of the suburb, and because of that, all the factories were put on the eastern side of LA, which is why the housing was cheap and nobody wanted to live there because it was just fucking factories and fucked up shit. But the people of Boyle Heights were like, we'll live there, and they moved in, and they developed bridges and waterways and places, like things, things of their own. In 1948, though, covenants were deemed unconstitutional.
What's covenants?
Covenants were like, you can't live here because you're black.
Oh.
Straight up. Like, this neighborhood will not sell houses to black people. You cannot sell your house to a black person in this neighborhood. I didn't get to talk about it during the Venice Beach history, when we did the history of oil in Venice Beach. But the guy who created Venice Beach, his driver was a black guy. Like, he loved everybody. He wasn't, and at that time.
Abbott Kinney?
Huh?
The guy Kinney?
Yes. What was his name?
Abbott Kinney.
Abbott Kinney. So Abbott Kinney loved everybody. He was a really different white dude in that time where he didn't give a fuck about your race. So he hired black people. Like the main architect of Venice Beach is a black guy. Anyway, he dies. He leaves his part of his land and his house to a black family. And at the time, they wouldn't let black people there. There was housing covenants in Venice Beach that wouldn't allow black people to live there. So this guy literally had to pick up this fucking house, dismantle it, and move it to a black part of town nearby Venice Beach.
Damn.
And so housing covenants were a real thing. You cannot. It is illegal. Like, sure, go ahead, sell that to a black person. Watch us let that motherfucker move in. So they weren't doing that. And then in 1948, housing covenants were listed. And that allowed Jewish people, because the thing was too, man, is I thought about this too, because like, I didn't know Jewish people were Jewish people until I was an older person. In my mind, and the way I grew up, my mom would call them white people. We had Jewish people living in our neighborhood, and we had Jewish people that ran things and did things, but my mom never called them Jews or those Jewish people. She'd be like, those fucking white people did this, fucking white. And so growing up, I thought all my Jewish friends and people I knew, they were white people to me. And the thing is you go, well, how the fuck do you know the difference? But when you're talking about, if we're going to fast forward to today, let's say there was housing covenants, and you have a house in Van Nuys that's probably about, I don't know, $750,000 to $1 million is what the houses probably cost around here. You have people who've been ostracized, put on places where they're genocides, they're moving here, they're fleeing. And even at this time in Chicago and Cleveland, which is why Jews started coming to the West Coast, because of persecution, because people keep blaming these people for fucked up shit. And so even
Blacks
right, but even though they're able to probably buy a house and pass as white, you're not going to fucking take that risk. You're not going to fucking take a risk of buying a house for fucking $500,000, $700,000 at their time, which probably was like a few thousand. But you're not going to take that risk. And then one of your nosy ass motherfucking neighbors finds out you're Jew, and then they have a fucking town hall meeting and you lose your house. You just get kicked out of your home, bro. So that's the thing, is it's fucked up. And for black and brown people, I don't want to make it sound like it was easier, but the choice was easy. You can't live here.
That's it.
So you're going to live in fucking blah, blah, blah. You're going to live in Boyle Heights because there's no housing covenants in Boyle Heights. And the reason why there was no housing covenants in Boyle Heights is because there was no water access for a long time. Like people had to truck in their water, and then
They had to pump it, huh?
yeah, one of the mayors built in bridges and infrastructure, and water started coming in. But that was after the Jews had already started creating businesses there, and that was the thing, man, is at the time, you got to look at the Jews as people who are uplifting this neighborhood because other people were like, that's just a place where black people and Mexican people live. But Jewish people were
Asian people.
And Asian people. But these were all the same thing, bro. We live in a world now where like Asian people are like really smart and they work at Google. But back then they were fucking dogs like us, to these people. And they were treated like shit too. So all these groups of people, but the Jewish people were kind of like this in-between straddler where they were doing business with white people, but they were also conducting their businesses in Hispanic, Black, multicultural neighborhoods. One thing I want to point out is Boyle Heights was considered the Ellis Island of the West Coast and that's what they called it because of the diversity, bro. I mean, it was insane, dude. Like we have all these different neighborhoods now in Los Angeles where you have Armenian neighborhoods, you have Mexican neighborhoods, Black neighborhoods. All those people were living in Boyle Heights at one time because of that housing covenant.
Yeah, and then it's like World War II happens, right?
Boom.
White flight.
Yes, white flight, but also there's no more covenants. So if you could afford it, you could live there.
Yeah.
And so that's the thing is Jewish people started moving out of those neighborhoods and moving into the valley. One of the things that I didn't know, dude, also was the jungle. If you watch, dude, can you throw that clip on of what's that movie with Denzel Washington? Training Day?
Yeah.
Look up Training Day, The Jungle. This neighborhood was a Jewish neighborhood before it was anything.
It was called the jungle.
It was called The Jungle. So here's the thing: is
Hebrew.
So
where they're rolling through right now, this is what you're talking about.
yes, and I've driven through this. I drive by this on my way home every day from the Comedy Store. So this is called The Jungle. The reason why they called it, when I heard this, I was like, how fucking racist to call it The Jungle. But the Jewish people called it The Jungle when they were living there because of the trees and palm trees. It looked very tropical. I'm sure at night it's not a fun place to be, but in the daytime,
The palm trees are the palm trees that are there in that area are not natured or are not part of California. Those palm trees were brought in, like we said, before the water area to let people know that
California is beautiful.
California is beautiful. We have tropical area, but we don't have palm trees here.
You remember?
They don't grow here. They were also bought from a guy in Saudi Arabia back in the day who planted them all over California.
Oh, we should do the history of palm trees in California.
Yeah, and that's what separates Northern California and
Southern.
We got palm trees. They got trees.
Yeah, that's true.
But we got them all over, man. But they're not. They were brought in.
We have some in San Jose.
But see, when you fly into LA, when you look down, they want people to see those palm trees to know that it's badass.
Well, that's the thing it is. And I used to think, who cares, LA? You have palm trees.
Why is the Jewish call it the jungle, though? Because of the palm trees?
Yeah, because of the palm trees. And we have palm trees in San Jose. We even have them in our bad neighborhoods like we have them here. But the palm trees in LA are like double the size. They're fucking tall and they're bushy and they look fucking rad during our smoggy sunsets here. That's interesting though that they bought it off of one Arab dude during the water wars. To make do you remember that phrase that one of the things when we were doing the water wars was like you reach outside and you can pick an orange from any tree.
Yeah.
Was like the thing that they would tell you about California to get people to move here.
Spanish missionaries first brought palm trees to California in the 18th century, planting them for their biblical significance and as the ornamental plants at the missions. While most palms in California are not native to the region, these early plantings were the beginning of a tradition that grew into the late 19th and early 20th century with a large-scale planting projects like the one for the 1932 Olympics, further establishing them as a symbol of Southern California. But they were put in there by the Spaniards.
Okay. Wow. Yeah, and that's the thing, man. Is it's, again, I mean, we kind of when we do these ones like this, we have to dip into other parts in history of what we've already worked
Just to
on.
give it an exotic appeal, bro.
Right. And when we're talking about this stuff, we're talking about LA, and when you talk about LA, this city is so fascinating to me because it wasn't supposed to exist almost at all. It was a water place. It was a place that they had a couple of huts with guys that worked contracted with the Spanish military to give water to troops on their way down south to San Diego. San Diego was supposed to be the big California hub, not Los Angeles. Yeah, and then over time, LA started to grow a little bit, but it didn't grow until they got to a guy named Mulholland, and we did a whole water wars on that. You guys should check that out. But it kind of explains why Los Angeles, the water is the biggest deal here in Los Angeles, and it's not just because it's we drink it, we need it. I mean, that's primary purpose, but this whole city was built off of three things: water, movie, the entertainment industry, and the evangelical industry. Also started here, which a lot of people don't know. Oh, dude, Perry Mason. Have you ever seen the new Perry Mason?
No.
The new Perry Mason takes place still in the 30s, and because they can't use real names in TV shows like that, they do a lot of replacing of stuff. They have what was her name? Amy McPherson Semple.
Yeah.
Amy Semple McPherson.
The pastor.
She's in that show.
Awesome.
Dude, it's fucking rad. You should check out this
Hell
show,
yeah.
man. I keep thinking about you every time. They have the Angels flight in it as well. And they did a lot of hard work. The show didn't make it because of the amount of money that they had to put in.
Sounds expensive.
It was super expensive. But it was
clothing and shit.
It was authentic as fuck, bro. It was super authentic.
They look cool, huh?
Huh?
Los Angeles is cool, right?
Yeah, I think. Well, it only was 2 years of the movie. That was 2 seasons. But the history in it, I loved watching it. I'm sure my girlfriend didn't, but I loved watching it with her because I was explaining to her all the things in LA.
Yeah,
I was like,
true,
that's
huh?
actually a real thing that they had there, where they did this
True
and they had
ahead
to
of
do
our
that.
time, huh?
Dude, they show Glendale as farm territory, and there's a lady that bangs Perry Mason because it's also a little more edgier version of Perry Mason. There's cursing, he's fucking. There's a lot of gore, which is why I think it didn't make it either, because they show the brutality of the real cases. But there's a real lady that came out of LA that was the most famous stunt flyer, and she plays a person in this show that's banging Perry Mason, because his parents own this farm.
Yeah.
It's a good show. You guys should check it out. It's got a lot of history of LA in it.
Pastrami's history in Boyle Heights
Okay, let's go.
is rooted in its past as a hub for the Jewish community, which introduced the dish to Los Angeles through delis like Cantor's Deli in 1930s.
Nice.
Although the Jewish population dispersed after World War II due to factors like redlining, we're gonna do a history of redlining. The culinary legacy of pastrami remained. Today's neighborhood diners like those in Boyle Heights continue to serve pastrami. That
Dude.
place right there, Jim's, bro. By the way, man, that movie is in Terminator 3.
Wait a minute. Where is this at? Is this still existent?
Yeah, that's hell yeah. That's buried. What street is that right there?
This one is
Boyle, right?
Boyle and Caesar Chavez.
Boyle and Cesar Chavez. Okay, I'm gonna head there after this.
Oh, I thought they were gonna have more pictures. Do you guys have like a favorite place to get pastrami in LA? Like if I'm new to LA, where are you saying?
You know what, bro? Look to the Hat.
I was gonna say
And
the
get some
Hat
chili-
is
you
my
can- you can get
favorite.
chili fried with
The Hat
pastrami
is
on
my
it.
favorite pastrami place.
Put the Hat chili fried with
They
pastrami,
did not
bro.
start in Boyle Heights, but the Hat is, yeah. But do they have a location in Boyle Heights? I don't think so.
No, but they have one in East LA, so East LA and
Yeah.
Monterey Park.
I might go to the Hat today, bro. Actually, now
Look
I was-
at it, bro.
Yeah, their pastrami.
Look at the pastrami chili fries, bro.
I've had the pastrami. What's that famous deli on the East Coast that has pastrami that they had like
Cats.
Cats. I've had Cats in New York. I've had Cats in Las Vegas. It's great pastrami. Pastrami is great. Pastrami, if good pastrami is good pastrami. But I think fucking Hats is way better, dude.
You ate the hat already?
Yes, hot take, bro.
You ate the hat?
Oh fuck yeah, I eat at the Hat all the time, bro.
Which one?
The one in South LA. There's one in South LA that I go to, and whenever I'm near it, I fucking hit it. Whenever
Look
we do.
up pastrami sandwich, Lucy's. That's the other one, bro. That's like West LA Jewish people.
Okay. Lucy's.
Yeah, Lucy's. When you want a hard shell taco with ketchup in it.
I gotta say, bro. Have you
Look,
ever-
bro, boom.
oh my god, that looks amazing.
Look up Lucy's hard shell tacos.
Okay.
They're like
That's a real thing that
It's like
you
a
said.
girl named, bro, those tacos, the hard shell tacos look like a beautiful lady named Sharon made it.
Oh. Yeah, my
They're
friend.
good. They're good. They never hit.
My friend's mom made those,
They're
dude.
good though, bro. Because they make the hard shell tacos there.
Mom, you should make tacos like Billy's mom, Sharon. And then I get slapped across the face.
Look up pastrami sandwich, Jim's Burgers, bro. They got some good.
I say burgers with pastrami have changed the way that I eat burgers. Like, I didn't know that burgers could get any better than they are already. But burgers with pastrami are fucking amazing, dude.
That's Jim's.
I'm going to go to Jim's. I don't know if I'm going to go to Jim's or the Hat today. I'm going to go to one of those, though. Yeah, because now I'm fucking got a hankering for pastrams. God damn, bro. I love pastrami, by the way. I don't know if you know that or not about me, but I love pastrami, man. Fuck yeah, dude. Good for you, Boyle Heights, for doing what you did.
I know, man. I want to know who started those little yellow peppers. Probably Jewish people too, huh?
The little, yeah, like the
Or the Greeks. Because you know, it's funny how the Jewish people started pastrami, but when they left, the Greeks came in and opened up the restaurants.
right, yeah.
Selling their food.
Yeah, that's pretty amazing. You're talking about the ones like they have at In-N-Out, right?
Yeah.
Those are so fucking good, bro.
That's a California thing, right?
It is a California
Or
thing.
Southern
I've never
California.
seen it anywhere else. I've never even seen it in like New Mexico or Texas. You know, we have these. I think we're the only people who eat chilies with burgers here. I know I'm gonna get skewed in the comments for that one.
What are they called?
I've heard them called banana peppers.
No, not banana peppers.
Those are huge. Yeah, they're not banana peppers. Let me look really quick.
The golden calendar? Yeah, bro, Casto.
Cascabella. What is the origins of
History
Cascabella
of yellow
peppers?
hot peppers at burger stands in California. The popularity of yellow hot peppers at California burger stands is strongly linked to the Greek-American restaurant culture in Southern California, which popularized pickled cascabella peppers as a standard condiment. Chains like In-N-Out then helped solidify the pepper's status as a regional culinary staple.
How did you know that?
What?
That it was Greek?
Because, man, I know that Jim's Burgers is owned by Greeks.
Okay.
And after, like, the Jewish people left, their dallies, Greeks came in and started opening up restaurant. With the fucking 50s burgers.
Yeah.
Roller skating.
It's interesting because you think burger is American, right? And it is American, whatever.
Yeah.
But it's funny because none of these places were started by Americans. You know?
Yeah.
All immigrants. Dude, when you eat hot dogs in LA, and even in New York, hot dogs, hamburgers, pizza, all that shit, dude, all that American food served by fucking immigrants.
Yeah, man. If you look up the history of hamburgers and hot dogs, ain't nobody, bro, in the Gilded era was eating a hot dog.
Yeah, you
That was
know,
the lowest thing to eat a hot dog, was like trash.
right.
You didn't know what kind of meat it was.
And hamburgers too, because the working man needed to go have food, like something in his hand while he ate, right? So he could be on the go. That didn't sound right. But he needed to have a handheld meal because he was on the go. And hamburgers were invented. And I'm almost sure we're not talking about white Anglo fucking citizens on the East Coast that are working these docks. These are Italian immigrants, French immigrants, German immigrants, probably Jewish immigrants, Irish immigrants. Those are the people who fucking. So when you talk about where American food came from, guess where that came from? Fucking
What do you
immigrants.
want, a taco?
What do you want? A taco? Taco Bell? Immigrants. Still. I mean,
Delicatessen is like a German word, right?
delicatessen is a German word. And it's, or maybe it's Yiddish. I can't remember.
Yeah, man. People like when transplants come over here
Uh-huh.
and they're eating at Tommy's Burgers and they're eating it without the yellow pepper. Like, what are you doing?
What are you doing, dude?
Or you're eating in and out without the yellow pepper? Get out of
Yeah,
here.
I love the yellow
How can you
pepper.
How can you eat a pastrami sandwich in Los Angeles without the yellow pepper? You
Goddamn,
moron!
bro.
Get out of here.
You fucking piece of shit. You fucking
That's how I know
disgust me.
people
Get the
who
fuck
left
outta
Los
here.
Angeles and complain about it. It's because they never hung out with the right people.
Right.
I'm pretty sure Joe Rogan never ate a nice fat chili burger, bro,
No.
with 5 yellow peppers.
No.
Or nobody ever took him to the Hat for a big old pastrami sandwich.
I don't. Yeah, that's the thing is like, where do you not like
He would have
this
ate that shit and
place?
said tremendous.
Yeah. I come from a very beautiful, lovely place in California, and I still love this place. Like coming here, like I'm like, this fucking place is rad. It's hard for me, dude. Yeah, people who know me know how much I love the Bay Area. Felipe does. I talk about it all the time. I know. Fucking, I don't think anything's rad. I go to a place and I go, they don't have what we have. LA is one of the only places that doesn't have what we have, but has other stuff that makes it fucking rad. And I don't feel, and honestly, man, here's the one thing I will say about LA versus anywhere I've been. And I realize this because the government here sucks. The cops here fucking suck. So the community is on its own when it comes to dealing with stuff. So this place is more communal. Like people are very community driven here, more than anywhere else I've ever seen, dude. And people are more apt to participate in being part of your community here. I've watched people put quarters in my fucking thing when I fucking in my meter, dude. Yeah, I love LA, dude. I love it. Anyway.
What's up, people? History for Foos. Boyle Heights. I read one paper.
I watched a lot of documentaries. There should be more on Boyle Heights. There's a lady who has a project called at UCLA, and I'm gonna fuck it up. But it's like the Boyle Heights Project, and it's about Jewish people in Boyle Heights. It's a very like interactive website, but it's also at the Jewish Museum. Check it out, you guys.
You know who played? Who there was a Dodger player that lived in Boyle Heights. Tommy Davis. Look it up. Tommy Davis, Los Angeles Dodgers. Oh, yeah. Where did he grew up? Early life, bro.
Born in Brooklyn.
Okay, never mind. I'll tell you from LA.
Close enough.
How about Willie Davis?
we got a Brooklyn Avenue
We
and
gotta find a player that went to live in LA before we leave.
okay.
Willie Davis, Dodgers.
Famous baseball players out of Boyle Heights. Oh, dude, there's one huge guy. You got
Maury Wills.
Fernando Valenzuela.
Oh, he's from Mexico.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
It says picture Ricky Romero and the
Look for Maury Wills. Maury.
Oh, they're honored with a mural. Never mind.
Wills.
I didn't read that part. But
From LA, right?
Born in Washington, D.C.
Grew up in LA.
what about Ricky Romero?
Fuck it, bro. You know what? I can't do it. Tommy Davidson.
Find someone, goddammit!
This is some bullshit, bro. I thought somebody went to Roosevelt.
Famous baseball players who went to Roosevelt High School.
Please.
Don Drysdale,
Roosevelt High School in Los
Steve
Angeles
Garvey.
produced several notable baseball players, including outfielder Willie Davis and pitcher Ricky Romero.
There it is.
Yeah,
Willie
you said Willie Davis.
Yeah. Willie Davis.
Put in MLB outfielder Willie Davis.
I knew I was right.
Because that's he's an outfielder?
Born.
That was at center field.
Okay. He grew up in LA, right?
Has to be, bro. It's the same guy.
He died in Burbank.
Willie Davis from LA outfield pitcher.
He died in Burbank in a sundown
Not pitcher.
city like a G. Is that true that Boyle Heights was the sundown city?
Yes. No, it was not at all. I don't know who fucking said
But the
that.
neighborhoods around there were.
The neighborhoods around there were.
Fuck, dog. What a racist place to live, huh?
Yeah, dude. Well, at the time, but not no more, bro. It's a mecca. It's a mecca. LA is a mecca. Not born in Los Angeles. That's not fucking true. I just asked the same person you're asking.
But it just says that he did go to Roosevelt.
Oh, well, there it is.
Okay, high school in Los
He
Angeles.
grew up in LA.
He grew up.
Yeah, he grew up. You're from. Hey, bro. I don't give a fuck where you're born. It's where
Yeah.
you grew up, dude. I didn't,
Where you
dude.
fucking raised his roots.
Yes.
Where you banged the chicks.
All right. Fucking finally got to the bottom of that
Hell
one.
yeah, man.
History for
Shout out
fools.
to Willie Davis, honorable Boyle Heights member.
Oh, I got to give out a shout out to Adono. One more time, man. And this guy loves us a ton. Let me just find, dude. I just want to make sure I give the proper Chris Herrera. Thank you one more time, man. Your funds are gonna go to a good cause. I buy books with these. I buy materials for writing and for researching all the projects. So I appreciate you, man. One more time sending me out a dono. I love you, bro, and I love all you guys. Thanks for watching the History
for Fools. Thank you very much, man. To that dude from Quiet Kings.
Oh yeah. Also, Tyler from Quiet Kings, bro. Fucking shout out to you. Quiet Kings and Surf Rider, you guys are fucking rad. Thanks for fucking lacing us up with some dope 420 products. We love you.